What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the NRW Checkpoint with, of course, WebsterStyle, Brian Sapph. How you doing today, Brian?
Doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay as well. We got a lot of games. It's back. Everybody waited for Spider-Man and Mario 1 to come out. I was like, all right, open the floodgates. So here we go. First up, we have Headbangers Rhythm Royale on the PC, PS5, Xbox Series S, X, Xbox One, PS4, and Switch, and also on Xbox Game Pass. Headbangers is a lighthearted rhythm battle royale game where you and 29 other pigeons compete against each other, all to complete your quest of claiming the title of Master Headbanger. Now, that's an interesting premise, a rhythm battle royale game. Have we seen that before?
I don't think so. Is it? Wait, are we watching the trailer for that?
We are not watching the trailer. Look, there are so many cool sounding games. I'm like, I could only like we would be here all night. We watching trailers this week. There are a lot of very cool sounding games. Like, I want to check this out to see what it's like.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to check this out. The pigeons thing is funny to me.
Yeah,
so everybody's a pigeon.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I'll check that out. Since it's on Game Pass and see what it's like.
Okay, cool.
All right. Next up, we have Jusant on the PC, PS5, as well as Xbox Series systems. Enjoy meditative vibes in Jusant, an action puzzle climbing game. Scale an immeasurably tall tower and ascend to new heights aside your watery companion. Master your climbing tools, find your way up through diverse biomes, and piece together the tower's pass. Now, this is from the same company that did I forget the game a couple months ago with the Indian Girl and the Different Feelings.
Okay.
Don't Knock or something like that. Yeah, so they have a history of doing, really eclectic sort of games. So I remember seeing the trailer for this one at one of the Xbox showcases, and this looks really cool. So we are watching a trailer for that one as well.
Okay, good.
Next up, we have Little Goody Two Shoes on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series system, Switch, and PC. Venture into the woods as you play Little Goody Two Shoes, a phantasmagorical horror narrative. Yeah, that's what it says. A narrative adventure where all your decisions matter. Yeah, I saw some of this on Steam. Yeah, okay. Nothing right about my opinion. Right. This one, now this is one that did I put the trailer for this one? Because this one, I don't. Yeah. Watch the trailer for this one, because I saw a little bit of this when I was doing the research, but this looks really cool. You will die here tonight on the PC. Explore in top-down retro aesthetics and face the horrors of Breckenridge Hall in pulse-pounding first-person combat. Scavenge for supplies, solve puzzles, and upgrade your gear. Your teammates will die, but their actions and decisions carry forward, empowering or endangering whoever remains. You will die here tonight is a survival horror game inspired by the golden age of the genre with a unique twist. Death is only the beginning of your story. So this reminds me, I saw briefly what the trailer looked like. This reminds me of if you cross Resident Evil, like the original Resident Evil, because it had sort of old school, not quite PlayStation vibes, but that old school vibe, with, say, Zombie, that zombie game that came out on the Wii U and then other consoles, where you play and then you die, and then you can find like the pack of your dead old person, and things that person that you had before can influence the world in some way, shape, or form. So I'm like, this sounds really, really cool.
It does. I don't think I ever played a game like that before.
Yeah, definitely check out the trailer. I gotta watch the full thing now, because I just saw like kind of it, looping on Steam, but it looks really cool.
Would this be considered like a roguelike? Or what
that's a good question, considering you're playing different players. I don't think so.
Okay.
But it definitely has that sort of element to it with that scenario as described.
Yeah. I have to check that out.
Next up, we have Ninja or Die, Shadow of the Sun on the Switch. Set at the heart of a cataclysmic event in Edo, Japan, Ninja or Die, Shadow of the Sun is an ultra-fast roguelike inspired by Japanese folklore. Unleash the power, speed, and soul of the ninja, using acrobatic jumping to move and attack. So, roguelike, what's not to love about that?
I mean, sound like every other ninja game.
Yeah, true. Next up, we have For the King 2 on the PC, dropping November 2nd. Battle against Pharaoh's tyrannical queen alone or as a party of 4 players in the sequel to For the King, the massively popular turn-based roguelike tabletop RPG. Will you unravel the once-beloved queen's terrible secret? So that's a roguelike, co-op roguelike on the PC. All right.
Okay.
Next up is PlateUp on the PS5, Xbox Series systems, Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. I think this is on Game Pass as well, if I remember correctly as well. And this game is pretty cheap. It's only like $10.
Okay.
Cook and serve your dishes, design and decorate your restaurants, and expand your culinary kingdom with new unlocks, abilities, and dishes in procedurally generated locations. Classic cooking action with permanent roguelike progression. Hire your friends or do it all yourself.
Hire your friend. What that mean? Is it a co-op situation?
It doesn't say so, but that's a good question.
Okay.
I don't know. For $9, it may not be a co-op situation.
Oh yeah, a little bit, a little bit more expensive mechanic there.
Right. Next up, this is probably looking through everything the biggest title on the list this week as far as name recognition. I mean, they got their Wario game, but it's Wario. It's mini games, but we'll get to that.
Right.
And this is RoboCop Rogue City. Didn't we do a react to this like a long time ago?
Possibly. RoboCop Rogue City first person shooter.
Yeah, I
that
think
do sound familiar. Yeah,
I think we did. Yeah, we did. It was before they really put out any gameplay. Well, since then, the demo came out like a month ago, and people played through it, and now the game is out as of this recording tomorrow. RoboCop Rogue City is a first-person shooter game in which players assume the role of RoboCop, Alex Murphy, as he battles criminals and enemies in a fictional Detroit. Players traverse the city to investigate crime scenes, solve mysteries, interact with characters, and fight criminals such as punks, mercenaries, and robots. Now, this is a game that I was curious about because I love RoboCop. The original RoboCop is literally one of my top 10 movies of all time. Okay. It's one of those movies where I've watched it so many times. I know every line frontward and backward. So
Friday.
Yeah, basically. One of those scenarios. So I was curious to see where this game took place, when it took place, and listening to some of the conversation the past couple of days on the game online. So this is a game that takes place in between RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 3. Okay. Now, if you've seen RoboCop 3, you know you'll never watch it again. If you've seen it once, you'll be watching RoboCop 3. RoboCop 2 is great. It's different from 1, but apparently it sews up story threads from 2, but also starts to drop story threads for 3 to fit in between both of those. So that right there has me excited for this game. And also just based on the trailer alone, not the trailer, we are watching the trailer, but based on the trailer and also the demo, they do try to incorporate some of that, like the advertisements and everything from the original RoboCop that was very, very much a play on 80s consumerism. So I'm excited for that one. So we're definitely watching the trailer for that.
Okay, that sounds dope.
Yep. Oh, and Peter Weller is back as the voice of RoboCop, and Nancy Allen is the voice of Lewis as well. So at least 2 original cast members are back. I'm not sure if any original. I mean, the game is from the movie's from '87, so a lot of people are no longer with us who were in that movie.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see if anybody else from the movie who at least lived between 2 and 3 comes back for the movie.
When did the last RoboCop movie come out? Didn't they do like a reboot kind of situation?
Yeah, that was 2014. That was not.
It wasn't good. Okay.
I'll say this, and this is, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this because we talked about this. There's various subjects as far as reboots. Okay. There's something about when they redo movies now, that political, that satire, that bite that the original movie had is just so sanitized and watered down.
Yeah.
And with the one in 2014, they tried to do a commentary with like drones and terrorism and whatnot. That was kind of the part of the story. It failed miserably. As far as a sort of commentary on it. And it was a serviceable movie, but a lot of movies that come out nowadays, just, especially when they're remaking something else, just seems very paint by number compared to the original. Okay. And RoboCop 2014, while it's enjoyable on one watch, it's not a movie I would watch again.
Okay, understood.
That's just me personally. So
no, that makes sense.
So next up, we have Slime 3K on the PC. Welcome to Slime 3K, an unhinged roguelite bullet heaven or haven. Is it heaven or haven? Haven. Okay. Yeah. Bullet heaven set in the Despots game universe. Don't know what that is. Build a deck of crazy weapons, grow stronger, and devour hordes of pink, puny humans as a murderous jelly blob on a warpath of death, violence, and pretzels. So you're eating humans and shooting them up and growing ever bigger on the screen. Sounds like fun, actually.
It does. It sounds like a PC game as well.
Yes, it is on PC. Yes, it is. All right. Now, Brian, I didn't realize they were still making Star Ocean games.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah. Well, I bring that up. No, go ahead.
No, I was about to ask, do you play Star Ocean?
No, I haven't. I'm familiar with the series, but I've never played it. I just didn't realize they were still making them. And we have a new Star Ocean game, Star Ocean, the second story R on the PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Switch. In this science fiction RPG, choose between Claude or Arena, play through their perspectives and unlock various endings, recruit allies, and defeat foes in a fast-paced real-time battle. Or in fast-paced real-time battles. Okay, it's Star Ocean. It's a new entry. If you like it, you like it. If not, there are plenty of other RPGs out there for you.
Right. I don't know. I need to look at Star Ocean though. I hear the title come out a lot, but I've never played. It sounds like it's something that's right up my alley. So I'm gonna check that out on a different day.
Right. Next up is the Talos Principle 2 on the PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series systems. The Talos Principle is a thought-provoking first-person puzzle experience that greatly expands on the first game's philosophical themes and stunning environments with increasingly mind-bending challenges. So you got a first-person puzzle game. So, yeah. I remember hearing about the original one and hearing how people really love this game. So I heard very good things about the first one when it came out. I wouldn't say love. That might be a bit of a stretch, but I heard good things about the first one when it came out. So second one, that's cool.
Yeah, this is not an unfamiliar title to me either.
Yeah.
But it's a puzzle game at first.
Yeah, first-person puzzle game.
Okay.
Now, this is a game that I had when I read the trailer. I'm like, oh, we have to put this on there. When I read the synopsis, we have to watch the trailer simply because it sounds off the wall, and we always are looking for those off the wall sort of games. Yes. This was Thirsty Suitors on the PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Switch, and Game Pass. Can Jayla learn to love herself and heal the wounds of her past? Thirsty Suitors is a stylish, story-driven adventure that unfolds through turn-based battles, skateboarding, and cooking.
Okay.
Right. I like we have to watch the trailer.
Definitely. So they got turn-based battles in there, skateboarding, probably like a mode of travel, and cooking. What is that about?
Maybe just how you get people to fall in love with you.
Thirsty Suitors.
Right.
Okay. I'm down for that trailer. What else we got?
Next up, we have Bratz Flaunt Your Flash. I can't talk. Flaunt Your Fashion Complete Edition. Bratz is still a thing.
Yeah, and they trying their hardest to make more of a. They trying their hardest to reintroduce themselves to pop culture since the Barbie movie did so well.
Okay,
I've been seeing Bratz like crazy since that movie came out.
Interesting. Well,
yeah, they got a bunch of hit stuff on Netflix and everything.
Yeah, but I know those are old though. That's what I'm like. I didn't know they were still making new stuff. But anyway, well, apparently this isn't necessarily new. This is a collection. So, Bratz Flaunt Your Fashion, complete edition, includes all the original content you love, both the Girls Night Out and Pretty and Punk fashion packs. Become your favorite Bratz character and start a globe-trotting adventure to build the coolest fashion magazine. Starting out in your hometown of Stylesville, choose your character from the original Bratz pack: Yasmin, Chloe, Jade, or Sasha. And blaze a trail as you chase the biggest stories, take on quests to help new friends, and play full mini games full of gratitude. Little girls everywhere probably love this game.
I mean, it sounds like it's literally for them.
Yes, it is.
So, I can only imagine.
Yeah, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. All right, next up we have another kart racer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
DreamWorks this time.
Yes, DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing. It's on everything. It's no point. It's on everything. An all-star cast of iconic DreamWorks characters bring the fun and hilarity to high-speed kart racing action like never before. Race on 20 different DreamWorks-themed tracks with your choice of 20 of the most iconic DreamWorks characters in a kart racing experience like no other.
The like no other part, probably a lie, because I'm literally thinking of other kart racers right now. But DreamWorks is one of those brands that has garnered a lot of like fanfare following behind them. Their movies are amazing. They put out excellent movies. So I don't know. I could see this being fun. I'm pretty sure Shrek and Donkey are in there.
Yeah, Puss in Boots did well last year. I'm thinking like, what was the last one? Because that unfortunately, I guess I don't know. Unfortunately, Kuya P saw it. The last movie, I forget, the Kraken movie, that was pretty good, but it bombed horribly.
Okay.
From what I understand, I think before that, the last movie they had was the Puss in Boots movies did extremely well.
Definitely.
So yeah, you got Puss in Boots, Kung Fu Panda, everybody from Shrek, but
Kung Fu Panda, yeah. The How to Train Your Dragon series is really
big. That's right. They are DreamWorks as well. Secret Life of Pets, they got some hits. Okay,
yeah. They got, I can see that. What I'm saying. This could be fun.
Yeah, if it's done well.
DreamWorks theme tracks with your choice of 20 of the most iconic. This could be fun. It
could be, but we know with most kart races, if it ain't Mario Kart, it's usually a cash grab.
Yeah, so we know. Yeah,
we already know.
Now, if this is free to play,
nah, it's not free to play. See, that's the only thing about the Disney Motorstorm is free to play, so I give it some grace, and it's that free to play model. But so it's not the greatest, but it's not horrible.
Okay.
If I pay for, I will say this, and this is diverging a little bit. That Disney Motorstorm, I could have fun playing that simply because it's Disney. If you package everything up in a game and sell it to me.
Okay.
Because I think the free-to-play model for the audience that it's for sucks.
I mean, yeah.
It absolutely sucks. But if that was a full retail package, I mean, they had like the founders pack or whatever for like 29 or 30 or whatever, where you can buy everything. But put that on a disc and put it in stores. That would sell.
Okay.
So that's my opinion.
No, that sounds valid to me.
All right, next up we have another one for the girls. I'll say the young girls, the young ladies, the preteens. I don't know, it might be too much for some of our teenage listeners out there. Maybe not, depending on how realistic it is. Fashion Dreamer for the Switch. Enter a virtual world of fashion fantasies made real, where coordination and communication mix like no other. Your new life as an influencer awaits. The virtual space is bustling with muses, fashion fans who are always on the lookout for new inspiration. Dazzle them with your freshest fits, and if you catch their eye, you'll learn their likes. Rack up more and more likes to grow as an iconic fashion influencer. It's about time somebody made a game like this.
I feel like they have games like this, but they're more geared towards like mobile devices like iOS and Android or whatever. Those like simulator like story games or whatever. I feel like I played something like this similar where it's like, oh, go through the motions with the character and build your own record label. I think it was a record label game. But either way, yeah. There's plenty of people out there who want to be influencers. Maybe they'll pick this up in an attempt to learn how to do it.
Okay. Next up, we have Quantum Error for the PlayStation 5. Now, Brian, have you heard about this game at all?
Nah.
Okay, let me tell you. You know how, and you on YouTube like me, you know how you get random like trailers and stuff where you see like random trailers for games. You're like, oh, what is this? And you click on it and you look at it, and after it's done, you say to yourself, what did I just watch?
Yeah, like why they recommended this to me?
Well, not even that. It's that when you see, okay, what is that game? I forget the game is like so bad it's good. Deadly Premonition.
What?
You ever heard of the game Deadly Premonition?
Nah, it's like a movie.
No.
It ain't a movie.
No, Deadly Premonition is like I think it came out in a PS2 era or PS3, Xbox 360 eras. It's so bad it's good that people love it. It's like a wannabe X-Files sort of thing, but it's like the dialogue is absolutely horrible and everything. They re-released it on, I would say current gen systems, but last gen systems. So I thought when I saw this game that it was under that premise, and I'm gonna read the description and you'll get an idea why. Quantum Error is a first-person and third-person shooter cosmic horror game developed by Team Kill Media LLC. Players will embody firefighter Captain Jacob Thomas as he explores and descends deep into the high-tech yet esoteric Monad facility and beyond to interstellar travel, encountering enemies and bosses from the familiar to the inexplicable. So you have this firefighter who ends up fighting aliens and crap.
Okay.
You see right there the disconnect, like,
yeah.
What am I watching? Right. Apparently we must be in a season of bad games.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, they are. One of the guys I saw, he ripped this game a new hole. He thought it was
a firefighter that
yeah.
For some reason is fighting aliens.
You know what? When I saw the trailer, I said, okay, this is weird. Like, this is really weird. Okay, I could see something here, somebody doing something different,
choice of words,
doing something unique. But seeing reviews and people talk about it is like, oh, okay. Yeah, I won't be looking up that one anytime soon.
Right. One of them hit and misses. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Next up is we're going back to the well of Wario with WarioWare. Move it on the Switch. Grab a pair of Joy-Con controllers and get moving as you gently shake, punch, dance, wiggle, and even curtsy through over 200 lightning fast micro games. Mini games that last just a few hilarious seconds. Chop bamboo, break out of jail, return a curtsy, and more as you master some really ridiculous moves. Now, I don't even know how much this costs because it probably costs too much, more than what it should cost considering what it is.
It's feeling like $49.99.
It better be. That's still too much.
It is. I'm thinking this could be a nice $20. Leave me alone about it. But I feel like it's $49.99 plus tax, which that's a different conversation because I don't understand what Switch or Nintendo has. Well, I do understand. They want to make money. And people are going to buy these games, whether they're cheap or
and it's Christmas time. And this is literally shovelware.
Yeah. Well, what I will say, I like that developers are taking advantage of the Switch's capability to, get you active. Of course, we saw a lot of that with the Wii, but that was like a selling point. Like it's a console dedicated towards making you move. This one, Nintendo kind of packed that feature in there and didn't really like do anything to highlight it. Like, hey, So I'm glad that there are companies out here who are developing games that are taking advantage of that specific feature because the Joy-Cons nowhere near as good as the Nintendo
Nope, not at all.
Wii controllers, yeah, as far as movement is concerned, but they still are pretty they're still pretty functional as those kind of move controllers. There's some of the games like the one I'm thinking about, Pokemon, was it Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee or whatever?
Yes.
They have a functionality where if you dock the Switch and you use the Joy-Cons to like play the game or whatever, you can like throw the Pokemon. Like there's things you could do, and I'm glad that companies are like taking advantage of that.
Got you.
Hopefully the Switch 2 or the Super Nintendo Switch. I really want them to call it the Super Nintendo
I
Switch.
do as well. That would be so amazing.
Yeah. Just a name. That's just crazy.
SNS.
Yes, I just really want that. But of course, Nintendo is going to do what they want to do, which is fine. But still, Super Nintendo Switch is right there.
It is right there. That would be that's so beautiful. But you make sure it's Super Nintendo colored out the gate,
out the box. Like
that
even down to the Joy-Cons, like color them to make them look like.
Yes.
Like just go full out, because we know after this new Switch comes out, Nintendo's gonna switch focus again and put out a brand new, whole different kind of console style. They're not gonna do a number 3. But give us a Super Nintendo Switch. Either way, that game looks well. We're not watching a trailer for that, but I probably
it's WarioWare. Yeah, we don't need to watch a trailer for that.
Yeah.
Next up, we have The Bed We Made on the PlayStation 5 and PC. The Bed We Made is a third-person mystery game in which you play as a maid in a 1950s hotel and snoop around strangers' rooms to uncover their deadly secrets. Discover what links guests together in this tale of love, heartbreak, and murder. And this is one that I should have put a trailer for, but I didn't. But this looks pretty interesting. It looks almost like a visual novel. From some of the scenes I saw.
That's what the trailer's making me feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little story game.
And next up and last for the games list this week, we have Fusion Paradox dropping on everything. Now, this is the question because, so I'll read this first and I'll ask the question to you.
Okay.
In this scrolling shooter and action roguelike game, you will have to fight the forces and anomalies that have captured the agency, defy the ancient goddess of war, and free it. Now, is it roguelite or roguelike? Because we've seen games, even in this list, in their descriptions, use that term interchangeably.
Yeah. So, from my understanding, they are two different separate, like, genres, I guess. Like, subgenres. Like, roguelites are a thing, and then roguelikes are supposed to be like they incorporate elements of roguelites, but they're not fully roguelites. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. I looked it up. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a distinction there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, no roguelikes or roguelites. Next, let's drop into the trailers. First up, we have Thirsty Suitors.
Which I just understand why the game is not a prostitution game.
Still think it's a good idea to go home?
It's there.
It's
always a good idea to go home.
Can you blame them?
Oh, it's Annapurna, of course. They're famously.
You're way too stubborn to just give them.
Okay.
Stop being so sensible. Timber Hills, our hometown.
Okay. Transportation on the skateboard.
Full of gossiping aunties, parental expectations, and your past mistakes. Hope you're ready for some long-delayed emotional catharsis. Because your exes are looking for revenge.
What?
Or maybe a date.
Yeah.
Are we flirting?
Look cool,
or are we fighting?
Why not both?
Her thighs. They're so powerful.
They definitely thirsty.
I have to make up my first love, find out what's going on with the creepy skate cult run by a bear mascot, win my mother's approval, and track down my sister who's avoiding me, all before the most dangerous battle of all. My mother is coming to Timber Hills.
The women in your family, they're all terrifying.
I'm doomed.
Okay.
My advice to you, Jala, die young.
Acceptable effort.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold. I'm like, what the hell did I just watch in a very good way?
Yeah.
I'm getting, I mean, you got the Indian vibe there and the culture. I'm getting Scott Pilgrim vibes there.
Yeah.
Like a little Jet Ground Radio.
Yeah.
What am I watching?
It's all of those things, but it's Thirsty Suitors available on PlayStation 4 or 5.
I might be what's that? That comes out tomorrow. I may be checking that out. Straight up.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm gonna see if they got a trailer. I mean a
demo.
Yeah. That
All
looks
right,
great.
Well, so far we 1 for 1. Let's check out the next one list. Jusant.
Okay. Jusant. Sounds great.
Yeah, Delta, that's the name of it. I am really excited that,
I like that.
Yeah, me too. Games just aren't shoot here, boss battle, shoot here, boss battle, duck cover, shoot here, boss battle. You get tired of that. I love it when games are just about exploration. They're just an immersive experience because that offers so much replayability.
Definitely.
When it comes to games, but also just you feel like you got your money's worth.
I agree with you. I feel like that's probably what is missing most from gaming today, because I don't know, the RPGs that I've played recently, maybe Hogwarts Legacy is out of this conversation, but aside from that game, most of the RPGs I've played recently, they don't really reward you much for like deviating from the main storyline. You know, it's obviously there's side quests and things like that, but there's not, at least in my experience, I don't get much of an immersive like experience. I feel like a game like this would be perfect for, I don't know, it's something about it, just it feels relaxing, but then also I feel like I'm going to be rewarded every time I decide to do something that's not along the beaten path, I should say. Oh, well, you know what? The Zelda games are pretty, like wide open.
It does kind of remind me of a Zelda game.
Yeah. I feel like, well, at least for me, it was kind of making me feel like Zelda and, what was that Kena game? You remember Kena?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe it was giving me. But I like this though. I like the art style. The eyes look a little weird, a little beady, but I like the art style, and that climbing mechanic does seem like something I've never did before.
Yeah,
like riding the snake and things like that. That was different, or a worm, whatever the fuck it was that came out of the wall. It was different. Never done that. Trying to scale a wall, so I'm interested.
Right, I agree. It's definitely a different dynamic, especially to center a whole game around. Like we've seen climbing games before, but not where And then it says you're going to be experiencing or discovering different biomes. Like that just means that there are different biomes on the tower. So each section is going to be different, which is something to discover. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
All right, next up, let's go to Old Detroit, RoboCop, Rogue City. Let's.
Now it's time to take what's mine.
Incidented spike and claim the lives of 21 police officers.
The city of Detroit.
2 more officers dead. A man whose identity remains unknown.
It's the new guy in town. Welcome to Detroit.
Officer Briggs went missing.
We've got to get the ones that did that.
He was not the only victim.
I believe you've met my brother before.
Your creators screwed up the job by not installing an off switch.
Why can't you give us a freaking break?
Every gang in the city's out for payback.
You got the money, we've got the power.
I need a simple tool. A tool that I can control. Meet the future of law enforcement.
Is there any link between the bodies?
The project's called Afterlife.
Anyone expecting a silver freak?
I still have an army that will fight no matter what.
You've done more for this city dead than anyone has alive.
I am only human. Then why don't you die like one?
Keep your anger to yourself, or I'll share mine with you.
We are not done yet.
Hey, you metal fuck! Wanna go first then?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm all about this.
Yeah, the story seemed good.
Yeah, I am. What I'm impressed with, and I'm gonna come off like just some, well, like a nerd. Yeah. Like even the robots that he took out, that he said he needed a newer model, where he said like those. I remember those were from RoboCop 2, and that was part of the short where they talked about they had a different test subjects are trying to make RoboCop 2 a second RoboCop, and that was one of the bodies that they used at the end of the Inhabitant Went Crazy.
Okay.
I was like, the attention to detail. You even saw a flashback of Kane and his suit when he was quote unquote the RoboCop 2, and of course Ed 209. You can't have a RoboCop game without Ed 209 or ED 260, however, wherever you see it at. Yeah, that looks awesome. That was absolutely fucking awesome.
Yeah, that looks dope.
So, all right, well, that's it for the games this week. Brian, you got a lot. What's going on? What's going on with you, man?
Well, I just got back from Atlanta. My experience at the One Music Festival will be documented in the next episode of the Talk+Play blerdcast. Oh, my hand out screen. The Talk+Play blerdcast. If you interested in seeing how much fun listening to how much fun I had, that'll be out. I don't know. I mean, it's written because it's in my head, but still haven't put it on the good old recording machine here. So that's next. And I believe that's it. I don't really got nothing else. Really got nothing else planned outside of that. Not that I think of. What about yourself? What's going on in your neck?
Let's see. Episode 169 dropped this week of the Southern Geek Podcast by WebsterStyle. In addition to my audio interview with adult content creator B. York, we're also talking about 3 must-have tobacco fragrances for the season. Also dropped on YouTube a Hidden Gems for the Winter with Notting Hill by English Laundry short video. At time just recording on Friday, I'm dropping just a quick overview of some Temu tech that I got on dashboard, Android Play unit that I've been testing out, and also if you missed it, or WebsterStyle in there through the world this past week, we also dropped the latest Game Bites. We were talking about Sega bass fishing.
Okay. All right.
That's what's going for us. Yeah. We all busy, ladies and gentlemen, but we ain't too busy to rock over here, Nerds of the World, just like you. Make sure you follow Nerds of the World on Twitter at the NRW, Instagram Newlies Wednesday, and of course on YouTube, where you should always like, share, and above all, subscribe.
Thanks.